Be honest, how many times have you walked out of a pitch thinking, wow, they'll never remember a single thing I said? If that stings, you're not alone. But here's the wild part. While most of us are out here struggling to keep people awake, there's this tiny agency, no big name, no fancy office. They walk into Nike HQ, surrounded by those mega agencies with their matching blazers and buzzwords. On paper, they look like the new kids still tying their laces, except they did it. They landed the account and turned Just Do It into a global phenomenon. Not because they had the flashiest slides, not because they brought a marching band, but because of just one killer presentation that actually made people sit up and say, whoa, these folks get it. And here's the thing, today, you don't need a giant team or a Madison Avenue budget to pull that off. With smart AI assistants like ClickUp Brain, you can organize your research, craft your story, and build a pitch that actually connects. So if you're tired of being forgettable or losing out to someone with more sizzle than steak, stick around. I'm about to show you how to make your next client presentation the one they talk about after you leave the room. All right, first up, do your homework. I know, everyone says that, but seriously, most people just don't. You gotta know who you're talking to. What's keeping them up at night? What's the one thing they wish someone would just fix already? And who's that competitor they'd love to beat? Here's what I do. I'll check their LinkedIn, poke around their website, see what their competitors are doing, maybe even Google them for any news. But don't just grab random facts. Look for what's actually bugging them right now. You can dump all your information in a diary or use a document manager like ClickUp Docs. Here, you can store all your research in a neat, organized format, with clear headers for separate sections, rich text editing, bulleted and numbered lists, etc. You can ask ClickUp Brain to analyze this information and create a presentation outline based on the data. This will save you time and brain power. Next, you need to know what you want out of this. Do you want them to sign, book another meeting, try your product or service for free? Pick one. Build everything around that. Here's how I do it. Start with their problem. Show them you get it. Then hit them with your solution. Make it feel like the answer they've been waiting for. And don't forget to tell them what to do next. Seriously, spell it out. And please bring proof. Got a story about someone you helped? Some numbers that show you get results? Share them. People want to know you're not just talking. If you want to keep your story straight, use ClickUp's presentation template. It keeps everything in order and lets your team give feedback before you go in. Remember, you're not just showing slides. You're helping them make a decision. Let's be real. Nobody wants to read a wall of text on a slide. That's how you lose people fast. Use pictures, use charts, show before and afters. Make it easy for your client to get what you're saying, even if they're half listening. An excellent way to do it is to use ClickUp whiteboards. You can draw stuff out, add labels and notes, drop in graphics, whatever helps you tell the story. When people can actually see what you mean, they're way more likely to say yes to the pitch. Want to know the single biggest presentation killer? Treating the whole thing like a one-way street. You remember that meeting where one person just talked and talked? Nobody wants to sit through a monologue. Don't be that person. Get your client talking. Ask them engaging questions like, does this sound like what's happening at your company? Or how would this change things for you? Or even, what worries you about this idea? When they start talking, you know you've got them interested. And everything they say, that's gold. If you're in the same room, open the ClickUp Brain Max app on your desktop. Turn on talk to text and auto-transcribe every word they speak. If you're meeting online, invite ClickUp's AI note taker to jot down the notes for you. Once the points are inside your ClickUp workspace, use ClickUp Brain to turn their answers into tasks, so you actually follow up on what matters to them. All right, last thing, and it's a big one. This is where so many people drop the ball. You finish, everyone's nodding, and then nothing. Awkward silence. No one knows what's next. Don't let that happen. Be super clear. Say, I'll send you the proposal by Thursday. Or, let's set up another call for next week. Or even, here's the contract. Want to go through it together right now? Set the expectation. Give them a deadline. Tell them when you'll follow up. Make it easy for them to say yes. And yeah, ClickUp Brain makes it easy to keep track of all this. Set reminders and follow up so you don't miss on anything. With ClickUp, you've got everything in one place. Your research, your story, your next steps, so you can walk in confidently and walk out with a yes. Ready to make your next presentation the one they remember? Start for free at clickup.com and turn your pitch into a win.